video directed at men particularly, even though some of this also can go for women too. Really, when it boils down, it comes down to really healed versus unhealed. You know, where are you within your being? How are you feeling inside yourself? Now, I'm not saying I'm the sexiest, best fucking looking, smartest, most cunning, most charming guy around. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. However, I am saying that I've heard some pretty horrific stories when it comes to guys inside relationships. You know, people being abusive, hitting your girl, or just draining their energy. Like, that's not what we're about. That's not what I want men to be about. And anyone acting like that is really trying to act out something in their childhood. That's what I feel. Because then you're acting like a boy. Especially if you're not treating your girl with respect. Now, do guys want to be treated with respect? I think so. Now, that doesn't mean I get the respect, so I get to treat you like shit. What kind of shit is that? That shit doesn't last. Nobody likes that, and you end up alone, miserable, thinking that you're the best and everyone else sucks. Well, good fucking life for that. Good for you, and have a good life. What are we doing here, guys? Well, how are we treating people? We're treating women like, just bang them and be done. Use them and be done. It's not good. Because then what ends up happening is you hurt people along the way of you trying to, fulfill your own needs. You know? We're seeing that selfishness doesn't go a long way. And I guess what it takes in a relationship is to make sure that both parties are mutually sharing beneficial qualities with each other. Because if you start sharing detrimental qualities with each other, then you're just going to end up blowing up on each other. And, when you break up, you're like, oh, she's a cunt, or she's an asshole, or she's a fucking bitch. And then the girl's like, well, he was a fucking jerk off, and he was a fucking little boy. He had a small dick, and she puts your shit through the fucking mud, too. And you both don't make a good name for yourself, because when two people come together, it really is about what kind of reputation you're going to build with each other. I've seen a lot of people abuse other people's family members, verbally, physically, bring harm to them, sexually harm them, sexually assault them. Man, what are we doing? What the fuck's going on? You can see how sick some people can be. Now, that's mostly with guys. That's sexual abuse, but I'm not saying women, it doesn't happen with women, but it is mostly with men. Men come in and they just start raping everything. Is that what it is? Is that how far and how pathetic you have to go to meet your needs? You're going to hurt people along the way, and this is not creating a good world. Now, I do feel like women have to be way more careful of men who are unhealed. Now, how do you find a person who is unhealed? Well, we are all at our own stages, and we're all at our own growth. But when somebody can't admit that there's things wrong with them, then that should be a red flag. Because we all have lived a life, despite how it may have went, where we have suffered to some level, and that we struggle to some level with ourselves. So if you truly feel like you're a perfect individual, to me, I feel like you're limiting yourself, and that it could be a red flag as to feeling that I am holier than thou or having a superiority complex. Another thing is that I've heard relationships where it's unevenly reciprocated, where even on a sexual level, I hear a lot of the girls going down on the guys, but I don't hear a lot of the guys going down on the girls. That's not cool. Who doesn't do that? You're a man, for Christ's sakes. You get down there. If you are not going down on your girl, then you are not a man to me. You're just, a baby that needs to be tended to. That's what it comes down to. That's what I feel like it's happening. You have to be, manners are fucking important, Okay? Like when we talk to people, this just doesn't go for just girls and guys in general. It's everybody. Like if you don't have respect and manners for others, like then you're not good at connecting with others. You know, and whatever connections that you try to build that way when you're trying to be disrespectful are not healthy. And a lot of you know it. That's why you keep the toxic ball rolling. Hey, what's up, you fucking Mary? Hey, what's up, girls? Or, you know, guys, what's up, chick, or whatever you want to call them, or... My point is, you gotta be respectful to people. You lose respect for whatever stupid bullshit reason you want to put other people down for so that you don't have to give the respect is stupid. It's really dumb. We try to make respect like this, you know, massive thing to attain, and really everyone should deserve that. You shouldn't look to disrespect anybody. So, trying to change your behavior and your attitude is important. Otherwise, you're just going to create more bullshit. And is that what you're here to do? Is that what your life is really about? You're just going to come here and just wreak havoc, and then we'll set you down somewhere and applaud whatever that you paid for in your stupid ass job. Gives a fuck what you did here. You just did more harm. It's the butterfly effect. Everything that you do, and everything that you attempt to do has an effect here. You know? It'll have an effect on everything. If I threw toxic chemicals into the lake, for whatever reason, my own selfish reasons, you know? So I guess really what I'm trying to say is, like, you want to be mutual. You don't want everybody to carry different weights. You want to carry the weights together that you guys build. Create what you will in the relationship that you have, and try not to hurt each other, but build what you want. Build what kind of life you would like. Think that certain things are possible. You know, you have to get past your pain. And if you bring pain into a relationship, you best see that it'll come out in certain ways or different ways, especially if you're trying to hide the pain. What it really comes down to is that men and women both have to grow as people before they enter into a relationship. Otherwise, you're just coming in with immature fucking childish antics. Yeah. You have to be sweet, and you have to, like, I'm not saying be sweet all the time. You also have to be, like, strong and something to be of a rock, like of a foundation, so that if she gets emotional, you don't want to mirror her emotions. You want to be the foundation that she can rest upon and deal with whatever she's dealing with, you know, and be able to nurture her in a way that brings her calm and peace, you know, and she's able to find your strength in your calmness. Now, the thing is, sometimes they get mad at us and they make accusations, and that hurts us because they're not seeing us in the particular light that maybe we want to be seen in. And maybe sometimes they're calling things out that are true and that they're hurtful and that are hard for us to face about each other. That's when you have to walk away. If you get angry, you don't want to take out your anger on anybody. And this just doesn't go for fucking women. It goes for everybody. It goes for you and me. Like, if you just came up to me, you're like, hey, fuck you, asshole. I'm like, whatever, fuck. Some guy's dealing with his shit there. Like, it's just obviously when you do that, when you're yelling out, it's really, to me, a cry for help. You know, when you're saying shit like that. Like, you know, fuck you means like, oh, I have been fucked before in my life, and if you try to fuck with me, I will fuck you. You know what I mean? That's basically what it kind of says to me. So, where was I? You want to walk away and you want to reassess and know who you are and not have to outsource validations about yourself through your partner. Meaning that if she doesn't validate parts of yourself that you feel are true about yourself, or if she invalidates certain things, that really is a requirement of your own introspective look. And that's another thing that you should look to do, is look to try to meditate and get to know yourself better, because how often are we living by the ideas of other people? Are you even living as yourself, or are you just a fucking parrot that is parroting everything that you've seen so that you could fit in to the scene in which you are seen in? Does that make sense? I don't know. You are mimicking your environment so that you could be approved of. You're looking for approval. And when you don't get approval, then, oh boy, insecurity comes in. So it's all about facing your insecurities too. So you don't want a girl to like bring down your whole manhood or anything like that. And if that's the case, if that's sensitive to you, then I would suggest that you spend time trying to validate that for yourself and make sure that no one can take that away from you. Try to create your own foundations for your own stillness and your own calmness, so that when others come in and they need you to be a good partner and a strong man and a loving, sweet, kind, gentle, and funny, you're able to make her laugh too. That's a giant value. But laughing about what? Sometimes we laugh and we try to put down others. That's not cool. Not to do it constantly, put down others and judge them. You think that's funny? And again, that comes back to superiority complexes. Who are you to judge others? Do you think like, oh, I'm so awesome, fuck everybody else? Fuck that asshole. Anybody who thinks like that really needs to truly look at themselves. I'm trying to say, promote happiness and joy within yourself so that you do it for your partner. And if you're not doing that for yourself, then you're probably going to be toxic for yourself and your partner. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you want to create and continue like spreading this toxicity, we're just going to end up cutting you all off at some point. You could end up humping the couch. Because you should never hurt anybody, men or women, unless you really need to defend yourself and she's coming at you with a knife because you're an idiot. Now, I'm not saying women are perfect too either. I'm not trying to say like, let them get away with murder. No, fuck that. If a chick hits you in the street, I would say you should hit her and deck her right back. That's what if a girl comes up to you and punches you in the face, do not be afraid to kick her in the cunt. Seriously, fuck that chick. That chick is too drunk. She needs to go home. So, I'm not saying women are perfect, and I'm not saying men are perfect either. I'm saying that we're all trying to work and try to realize things about ourselves, and a lot of men have to like humble themselves because we feel like we're the apex predator. But have you guys ever met God before? God, it will humble the piss out of your body. God would humble you so fast that you don't even realize that you would feel like nothing in the face of God. We feel like we're the apex predator here, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. That's bullshit. No, you can't. You can think that you can, but at some point, things are going to bite you in the ass and they'll get dismantled. A lot of your bullshit gets dismantled here. And that's what we're looking to, is to dismantle each other so that we can build back the pieces of where our humanity lost us. Where did we lose our humanity along the way of where we are? So anyway, we are incredible things, okay? And a lot of the way that we live here, sometimes we devalue human life. And what we really need to do is raise the value of that again. Because we're the most important thing here. We truly are. I mean, what else is more important here? Gold? Oil? What? Diamonds? Crystals? What? I mean, it's this place was built for us. And so to respect the land is important too. Don't just go everywhere and shit all over everything just because you can't fucking cope with life. Learn what your triggers are and stop taking them out on everybody else. And be a fucking man for once.